You're with Phil and DJ. Now let's check in with what's making news around the world. If we head over to vision.org.au and look at the latest news articles there, we've got our very own Tony Davenport reporting on a story. The headline reads, Canadian agencies say Christian holy days reflect religious intolerance. And this is very interesting. Basically, the Canadian Human Rights Commission has put out a discussion paper on religious intolerance, and it's saying that because of history of colonialism, Christian holidays, Christmas and Easter, are not diverse enough and are making minorities feel uncomfortable. And it goes on. I mean, Canada's making some really crazy rulings about what is, what they're doing in the sake of diversity and stuff like that. In the report, it goes on to say, this quote is incredible. It says, the paper goes on to highlight what it describes as Canadian social preferences constructed in a way that places value on certain traits and identities. And these are problems because they're excluding others. For example, if you preference white people, males, Christians, English-speaking, thin or fit people, people who don't have a disability, heterosexual people, or gender-confirming people, you're being, not inclusive enough there. So it's almost like a race to. This is what happens when you start making room and allowances for for different groups. All of a sudden, the power shift happens very, very quickly, and I think we're seeing that break out in real time in Canada. I think we can see some examples of that happening over here in Australia as well.
Yeah, look, it is interesting for me to see that we are more and more seeing people say, hey, is Christmas something that we should celebrate because it has that Christian influence?
Yeah.
I know my kids go to a state school and there has been times where they've been told, hey, we don't really celebrate. We can't make Christmas. It's a holiday celebration or it's a holiday this rather than a Christmas thing because we don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I think that means as Christians, for me anyway, I've been I'm challenged to make sure that Christ is a big part of what we do as a family.
Exactly.
But also that we keep Christmas alive. And, this is something that we stand for and is important to us and that we're going to continue to say, no, this is a Christian holiday. Christmas is there to stay and we're going to make sure that there's a lot to say about it. That's why I think I must love Christmas carols so much, DJ. Keep the Christmas alive.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I never thought I would live through the day. Like I grew up in being that horrible type of Gen X who was like, yeah, Christmas is just about the man trying to sell you stuff and everything. And now in the later years of my life, I'm like, hang on, the culture wars are so strong that I think I need to be standing with Christmas.
You really have to stand up for it and say this is important in our calendar. And so, yes, as you're putting up your tree this weekend or 2 weekends ago, it's great as a family to celebrate. This is something we can do and to say, hey, Jesus is part of our life and here to stay. Yeah,
well, listen, go if you're interested in this or if you've got some Canadian connections there, head over to the website vision.org.au. Canadian agency says Christian holy days reflect religious intolerance. It's over there at vision.org.au. You're on Rise and Shine.